it all started off, how did it start off? Oh yeah, I was technically like a runaway, if you want to call it. Like, I wasn't staying home with my parents, but I was talking to my mom, but I wasn't coming home, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure it does. But I was basically a runaway with my boyfriend. And no, he did not tell me to run away. You know, my dumb self just wanted to be with him every day, so I just decided, why not stay with him? So, oh my god, I'm out of breath already. But I was staying with him, and obviously at this time we was turning up or whatever. We was drinking, we was smoking, you know. That's all I was doing, you know. And don't think we was doing none of that big old drug shit, because no, baby, we was not doing that, no. But I was drinking, obviously, and I was smoking. I'm keep it. I tried out lean or whatever, but I think that's probably the worst I did. I tried an edible, but it never got to me, and I don't know why, but I'm glad it didn't, because I do not want to experience that. No, I heard very bad story about edibles, but I never experienced it. But anyways, oh yeah, I was staying with my boyfriend, and we were staying with his grandma, and like I said, we're turning up or whatever. So I was running away for December, January, February, March, April. Okay, 5 months and a half. I know you're a girl. You're like, damn. Like, what the fuck? No. But yeah, I was a runaway for 5.5 months. Oh my god, that is a long time. What the fuck? But we were staying at his grandma's. I had mentioned to my boyfriend when we were taking a shower, like, I was like, I haven't got my period, you know, this month. And he told me, like, do I get it regular or does it come late? I was like, no, I usually get it regular, but it could possibly have changed because I was sexually active, you know, me just trying to put clues in my head. But yeah, I just told him that, and then we didn't pay much attention to it, so it just went on from there. And this one night, I woke up like at 2 in the morning, and I started throwing up. That was so good. No. I started throwing up, and his grandma heard me. So she came to me, and she brought me a trash bag, and she like started helping me out or whatever. She gave me napkins and everything. And then she asked me, like, do I know why I was throwing up? And at this point, like a week before that, I was not drinking for like a week. I wasn't drinking for a week because I told myself, like, girl, like, you already put too much alcohol up in your body, like, you need a break. So I told my boyfriend, like, I was gonna stop drinking or whatever. Like, he could keep drinking, but I wasn't gonna drink no more. Like, I was just gonna smoke. And because I couldn't do it no more, like, it was so like nasty to me. I think I was pregnant already. I was obviously pregnant. That's why I didn't want to, no. Or else I would have kept wanting to. No, I'm just playing. I'm not an alcoholic. But I'm pretty sure I would have kept going. But no, like, it told me, like, that was so nasty. Like, I could not eat that no more. I could not drink no more. So when she asked me, like, did I know why I was throwing up, I was like, it's probably because we've been drinking too much. And, like, she knows that she's not no bad grandma, okay? Like, she is the sweetest person ever. But, like, I told her straight up, like, we've been drinking. And she was like, I was like, it's probably because I've been drinking too much and, like, you know, my body's recovering. And she was like, she was like she didn't pay much attention to it. Like she was just like, oh, like okay. So the next day, my boyfriend was very slumped at this point. Like he did not know I was throwing up or whatever. So the next morning, when we woke up or whatever, she told him that I threw up, and she was like, that could be a sign of pregnancy, or it could just be, you know, too much alcohol. And he was like, no, like she can't be pregnant. And now that I think about it, like my boyfriend is so retarded, because we was not protecting ourselves at all. Like he didn't like condoms, so I could be pregnant. Like, what you mean? No. But I don't know if he just told his grandma that just so, you know, she wouldn't even go in depth with it. But he told her, like, no, she's not pregnant. And so after that, I was really tired. As I told you, I was really tired. I was really becoming so lazy and everything. And like my boyfriend like didn't want to, like, you know, let me sleep. And his grandma was telling us like, oh yeah, like she pregnant, like you guys need to go to the doctor and figure that out, and you guys need to see if she's pregnant and see if everything's good, like, you know, telling us just adult stuff. And I was just like, no, like I'm not pregnant, and like, you know, still not trying to, you know, accept the fact that I think I am pregnant. But I was like feeling lazy, and I was throwing up. Okay, I was throwing up still and everything. Oh my god, like it's getting hot in here. I was throwing up, and I was still talking to my mom, but I didn't tell my mom nothing because I was scared. Like I was scared. So she'd been talking about getting me back into school because I had dropped out because I wasn't coming home. So they, like, my school just dropped me, and like I wanted to go back to school, so we were in that process. So it was in February when that started, and then it came around April. I was like that the whole month. I had stopped smoking at this point because like everything was so nasty to me. I couldn't eat nothing. Like I just kept throwing up, and like I just didn't want to do nothing. I just wanted to sleep, and I just wanted to be babied, okay? I just wanted to be loved and just cuddled with. But no, that's not the way it worked. I wasn't all those months, those two, I believe it's 2 months or 1 month, I would come like stay the night at my house and then stay the night over there. So it like changed a little bit. I did start to come to my house, and here I would throw up, but I wouldn't let anybody like see me throw up because I didn't want them to know or whatever that I was throwing up. And this one day I was at my boyfriend's grandma's, and my grandma had came from Mexico, and everybody was at my house or whatever, and my mom told me like to come because my grandma was here and I obviously needed to see her. So I took an Uber here, and as soon as I got here, like I started smelling the food that they cooked or whatever, and I came in my room and I just started feeling so hot, and like I needed to throw up. So I grabbed my trash can that I had, and I like put it in front of me, and like I started throwing up, and I left my door open a little bit, and my sister's boyfriend saw me throwing up, and I'd seen him that he saw me, and he just did a face at me like, girl. So I didn't even bring it up like no more. Like I just shut the door. I like pretended like nothing was wrong, and he obviously didn't want to say nothing in front of everybody, so he just kept it shut. But he did tell my sister, and my sister told my mom, but I didn't know that my sister told my mom until we found out that I was pregnant. She told me like, oh, so that's why you were throwing up, like da da da. But yeah. So I still didn't pay much attention to it. I know you're just like, why didn't you get a pregnancy test? Like, you was retarded. Like, I just didn't want to accept the fact that I was pregnant, okay? Like, I kept telling myself, like, no, like, no, like, no, okay? Like, no. The answer is no. And then so after that, I stood the night at my boyfriend's again. And the time came when I was gonna start school. So when I started going to school, I was still throwing up. I was throwing up at school. I would go in the bathroom like every, I don't know what, seconds, minutes, or whatever. But I was throwing up really, really bad. Like, everything I would eat in the morning, I would throw it up. I would throw up even if I didn't eat nothing. Like, I would throw up saliva. And then after that, it just kept going like that. And it came to the month May. Okay, so May, again, I spent the night at my boyfriend's house. And my mom brought me this Herbalife shake. Pretty sure everybody knows what that is. But she brought me that shake, and obviously I drank it. And when we were getting close to my school, guess what happened? Yes, yeah, you guessed it. I threw it up. I threw it up in my mom's car, and she looked at me like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you throwing up? And I was just like, oh my god, I don't know. And I just stayed quiet. And she was like, we going to the hospital and we gonna find out what's wrong with you. And I was just like, oh my god, like the moment of truth, like, oh my god, they gonna tell me if I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh, like I was nervous as fuck. Like, I was just praying to God, like, God, please tell me I'm not pregnant. Like, come on, like, you gotta help me out. And so we went to my school and we just told them I wasn't gonna make it. And then we took care of my nephew because I think my sister was gonna do something that day. So we came to get him, and then we went to the hospital. And they just asked me, like, what was I feeling? When was my last period? And when they asked me that, I, like, lost it. Like, I was like, oh my freaking god. Like, I don't even remember when my last period was. And I was just like, I don't know. And then they just tell me, okay. So they made me pee in a cup. And obviously they were going to do tests with my pee. So after that, after they did the check through your blood pressure, your height, your weight, and everything, I looked at the scale or whatever. Girl, I lost like freaking thousands of pounds. Nah, but I lost hella pounds due to me throwing up. But they took me to a waiting room. And if you guys know, if you guys live in Stockton, you guys know what Dameron Hospital is, and you guys know that they take hours. Like, I swear, like, they take so long. And so we were waiting, and my mom was like, it's either one thing, you're pregnant, or you it's like this thing when you eat a lot of hot stuff, and like they have to remove it because basically it like gets rotten or whatever. So she told me it was either one of them, because you can throw up if it's that. And my sister went through that, so she kind of like, you know, was trying to, you know, not tell me. She was trying to tell herself that I wasn't pregnant. No. But then like an hour later, the doctor came and he pulled me, not pulled me, but he called me and he told me like to go in the next room. And I was just like, what the hell? Like, for what? But I still went. And then he told me, you're pregnant. And I was like, literally, I didn't talk for like a whole minute. I was just staring into space like, I got a baby inside of me? Like, what? Like, this is crazy. No, this is crazy. But I was just saying that in my head, obviously. And then he told me if I was okay, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm okay. And then he was like, do you want me to tell your mom or do you want to tell her? And I was like, if you could tell her. And so we both went to the waiting room, and it was her and my nephew, and he told her. I was trying not to look at her, but I looked at her. I don't know why I did that. No. But I looked at her, and she had this mad face. Like, she was disappointed in me. Like, she was like, what? Like, yeah, she was. So after that, he told her that we're gonna do some ultrasound things to see how far along I was and to see if everything was good. And at this point, I was to myself like, yeah, like, this happened for a reason. Like, God sent me this baby because he told me I had to change and I had to stop doing all the smoking and drinking. He just told me I had to become a better me, and I needed some company. I just told myself that. Like, I was like, I'm gonna keep this baby and I'm gonna do good for it, and you know, whether the gender it is, I'm gonna be happy, and I don't care what anybody got to say about my age, and I'm gonna do this because obviously I was doing stuff, and you know, I was getting it in. No, I'm just playing. I was doing stuff, and that's, you know, I was doing stuff, and I knew that doing stuff was gonna cause a baby, and I didn't protect myself, and I wasn't being smart, so I gotta deal with the consequences. So after that, he just told my mom that I had a bladder infection or whatever, and that was because he told me it was either because I was wearing tight clothes or because I was holding my pee in, and it was definitely because I was holding my pee in, because if you guys watched my other video, I would hold my pee in for like freaking hours because I was too lazy to use the bathroom. And so after that, he took me to, I didn't get to talk to my mom at this point. Like, I was too scared to talk to her, so they took me to the ultrasound, which was upstairs, and the doctor just started like talking to me, like telling me like how old I was, and I was telling her. And then she was like, are you gonna keep the baby? Are you happy? How do you feel? And then I was just like, I'm just very shocked. Like, I did not expect me to be pregnant. You know, like, I was throwing up, but like, I just didn't want to accept the fact that I was pregnant. And I don't know what my mom's gonna think. Like, I know regardless, she gonna support me, but I'm just very scared to talk to her at this point. And she was just telling me like, everything's gonna be okay, and She was like, are you gonna keep it? I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm keeping this baby, like, regardless. I don't care if, you know, my boyfriend doesn't like the fact that I'm keeping it, or I was like, I'm keeping it. Like, this is my baby, this is my body, and I'm keeping it. And she was like, oh, okay, well, that's good. And then she took me, and then they started, you know, putting that jelly thing and the little thing, the freaking sonogram hand thing, and she started showing me like the baby, and I was just like I couldn't stop smiling. I was like, that's my baby inside of me. I was like, oh my god, like, I got a little peanut inside of me, because she was really small at this point. So yeah, and I was just like, oh my god, like, I couldn't stop like being so excited. Like, I was just like, oh my god, like, that's my baby, that's my baby. Like, and she just kept telling me like, yeah, that's your baby. And she was like, I've never seen no teenager that excited about her baby. And I was just like, she was like, they're usually like sad or whatever because they're young and their life's ruined. I was just like, no, not me, I am happy. No. But yeah, I heard the heartbeat that day, and she asked me if I wanted to keep a picture, and I told her yeah. And so that was my first ultrasound that I got at the hospital, and yeah, I kept it or whatever, obviously. And they took me downstairs with my mom again, and I showed her the baby, and I didn't say nothing. Like, when I walked in the room, I just showed her it, and then she was like, she like hugged me and she just told me like everything's gonna be okay. Like, she supports me and that God did it for a reason, because, you know, she thought the same thing as me. She was like, God did it because he said you need to change, and, you know, something is changing in life for you to change. And she was like, I'm gonna support you if, you know, if he doesn't support you, if his family don't support you, you got me, and I'm your best friend, so you gonna have me, you know, the whole way, and you don't ever gotta worry about a thing because I got it. And, you know, until you get a job and stuff and could financially like be stable on your own, I'm gonna help you out, because, you know, she was just being very supportive. And I wanted to cry. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, my mom's really like, oh, like, I was just so excited or whatever. So after that, after we left the hospital, I went to my boyfriend's house to tell him, obviously. And when she waited for me outside, I think, and when I got there, I like showed him the ultrasound or whatever. Well, I told him during text actually, and he was just telling me like what, like he didn't even know how to react. I wish I could get the messages to show you guys, but it was on my old phone and my old phone broke, so yeah. But he was just shook, and he was just telling me to go see him because he wanted to see me and to bring the picture because he wanted to tell his grandma. So we went. I went, like I said, and I showed him the picture, and he was like, he like just touched my stomach. He was like, there's a baby, and that's my baby in there. Like, oh my God, like, well, not like in a little girl voice like that, but he was just like, damn, that's crazy. Like, you know, like, my baby's inside of you. Like, we got a baby, you know. Then his grandma was in the shower, so after she got out, he told her, and she was very happy. She was like, oh my God, like, my grandson's having a baby, like, da da da. And then my boyfriend just started talking to me like, you know, like, how we gonna do it? Like, we're hella young. Like, honestly, like, I don't think we're ready for a baby, and da da da. I told him straight up, like, I don't know about you, and I don't care, you know, what you gotta say, but I'm ready. And, you know, if you're not ready, you better get ready, because this, you know, get ready, you know, what the fuck, like, this is your child. So he was just telling me like, he just kept telling me like, we're hella young, like, we don't even got a place to live. Like, what? Like, I was like, boy, that don't matter. As long as we good parents and we could raise this baby, then, you know, that none of that extra stuff matters, you know. Like, there's plenty of help, you know, and plenty of support. So after that, we just left it at that. Like, he was happy or whatever, and he just kept telling me like, it better be a boy, da, 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 all what guys would say. And he just told me he wanted to keep the ultrasound or whatever, so I left it there with him. And then I just went home, and then after that, that was his reaction. Oh yeah, but when like the first thing that he did, if that's what y'all want to know, he just hugged me and like he touched my stomach, and he was just like, my baby is inside of you, like, you know. He was just telling me that. And so we didn't tell nobody. When we found out, I kept it off the social media and away from people for 4 months. When oh, my bad, y'all, I'm so sorry at this, but when we found out I was pregnant, at this point I was 9 weeks and 4 days. And yeah, 9 weeks and 4 days. So I don't know how many months that is. I think that's 1 month, I think. Yeah, no, that's like 2 months, I think. So or I'm not sure how many months, but yeah, I kept it for 4 months away from social media. 4 months. basically 2, because I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was 2 months already. But yeah, I kept it off social media. I didn't tell nobody, just because I knew that, like, my mom told me that is like, don't stress, don't do none of that. And she was just like telling me like a lot of things to do and stuff. And I just started doing research, and they said that the least expectation for a miscarriage was like 16 or 17 weeks. So I didn't want to hear what anybody had to say, so I really just kept it away from people. That's why I announced it like so when I was already like 20 something weeks, because at this point I couldn't, you know, lose her or anything. I told myself I wasn't gonna let anybody's opinion get to me, and you know, this is just my journey. I just wanted to tell y'all because I was already showing, and I'd rather come out as me, tell you guys, than, you know, somebody else tells you guys, and just, you know. So that's just how it happened. I never took a pregnancy test throughout my whole pregnancy, and then after that they just made me an appointment to go see an OBGYN, and yeah, they just did all that. They gave me prenatal pills. I started taking them. I was still throwing up and everything. We didn't tell my family, like my cousins and aunts or anybody. We just told my sisters and my stepdad, and yeah. And then my boyfriend's family, we just told his stepmom, his sister, and his grandma. And he didn't tell his dad until like I was 20 something weeks or something. Yeah. And yeah, that's technically it. I just started planning and thinking about my baby from this point on. Like, I was really like excited to do this and stuff. And yeah. And I never ate this. Like, baby girl is like, feed me. No, but I don't know. I'm not used to eating on camera. So I'm about to, you know, grab on that as soon as I finish this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my little story time. And before I close out this video, I'm gonna just show y'all a little belly update. I'm gonna keep doing these. I'm 27 weeks now. I'm gonna do these in all my pregnancy videos that I do. Okay, so this is my belly now. Like I said, I'm 27 weeks. You know, I'm just in like my lazy Sunday clothes because